Hello again and welcome back to my shop. Today I'm out turning pens and I'm turning acrylic. Here's an example of an acrylic pen I turned. This is the Dutchess pen kit from Penn State. And what I want to do is real quick show you guys who are new to turning acrylic and have never turned acrylic before and have been thinking you'd like to try it, just how easy it is. I'm going to turn this entire pen with one tool. You're not going to believe what tool it is, so stick around and find out. Today I'm going to turn a mica pearl blank into a Dutchess pen kit. The thing that makes this interesting is I'm going to use one tool from start to finish. Now, a lot of people will say, well, no big deal, that's a skew. I mean, everybody uses a skew to round a blank and turn it down. I'm not going to use a skew today. I'm going to use a spindle roughing gouge. In order to do this, you want to make sure that your roughing gouge is as sharp as you can get it, and I've just sharpened mine, so I'm real happy with the edge I have on it. Okay, I need to take a minute here and get cleaned up. I normally have some dust removal going when I turn these, but I'm really happy with how the blank's turning out. My goal for doing this is primarily to show those of you who have never turned acrylic before just how simple it is to turn acrylic. Now, I normally wouldn't turn a blank from start to finish with a spindle roughing gouge. Most people wouldn't. I would round it over and then probably go to my skew, but for the intimidation factor, a lot of people are scared to try acrylic because they're intimidated that it might be difficult to do, and I just don't want you guys to feel that way. So I'm going to shut the camera off, get everything cleaned up. We're going to come back, take a closer look at this blank, and we might trim it just a little bit more. It looks like it might be a little bit of a lip there, but we're going to finish it up, then we're going to polish it and make a pen. All right, that's a little better. I think I am going to have to just clean up this down here. And it looks like there's a high spot there, so I'm going to fire the lathe back up. I'm going to clean those two areas up, and then we're going to get to polishing. We still have a tiny lip right there. The rest of the blank fills and looks great, so let's fix that. Much better, much better. The blank looks fantastic. Let's go ahead and get the polishing pads. We're going to polish this up and see how it looks. These polishing pads I'm using go from 600 grit all the way down to 12,000 grit. Basically, each side of the pad is color coded, and each color is a different grit. So you just basically yellow, green, orange, purple, blue, gray, and that works you through the grits. Now, I have not done any sanding to this blank. All I did was finish it with a roughing gouge, and I'm going to take these pads and you basically submerge them in water, get them wet, and then we're just going to basically sand the blank with them. While sanding the blank, I put it on the lowest speed that my lathe will go, and I'm just going to treat it like sandpaper. Basically, rub it back and forth on the blank. And then I'm using a paper towel to wipe the slurry off. And I'm going to rinse the blank in water, or the pad in water, and I'm going to use it a second time here just to kind of smooth the blank out. Now let's flip over. Let's go with the green. Each time I'm dipping the pad and wiping the slurry off. And you can see the blank is starting to shine a little bit as we do polish it. Normally I would throw something down on my lathe like a piece of cardboard to protect the lathe bed from the water that's accumulating on it. Not doing that for the video, but I do highly recommend you protect your bed. I just oiled mine yesterday, so I feel pretty good that it's not going to rust on me, but I will dry it off as soon as we're done. Okay, we're working our way down to the blue, and after this we just have the final polishing pad gray, which is 12,000 grit. I use these same pads for polishing antler, and then I apply a CA glue finish to the antler. With acrylic, you're not going to need to apply any type of a finish. We're just going to use a polish to finish them off. Alright, now you can see that blank already has a gorgeous shine. Let's go ahead, and for final protection, we're going to polish it up with some one-step polish. The one-step polish is really easy to use. Leaving the lathe on the slowest possible speed, I just take a little piece of towel, fold it up, turn the lathe on, I put a drop on the towel, make sure I cover the blank entirely, and then I just start to buff it in, kind of like I'm sanding. You may build up a little bit of heat, that's okay. Alright, now we'll take a second paper towel, a clean towel, fold it up, and let's buff the blank off. It's kind of like waxing your car. You're applying the wax and removing the wax. You can see the blank is really starting to shine. Now what I like to do, and it doesn't say that you have to do this on the bottle or anything, but I always like to apply a second coat. Once again, I'm just buffing it in, building up a little bit of heat, a little friction. Alright, and let's grab a clean towel, fold it over, and let's buff this blank off. Sorry about my lighting there. Flip this over to a clean side here. Alright, that blank is gorgeous. It's got some little, I guess it's little sparkles in it, kind of like glitter. It's a very pretty blank. I wish you could see it in person, but it's finished. I'm ready to take it off the lathe now. I'm going to head over to my pen press. I'm going to press this into a pen kit, and I think I'll show you guys that because I do get asked sometimes about that. So we're going to set up to do that and make a pen. I've got all of my pen parts laid out. I've got my press ready to go. We're going to start off with the nib, and I like to basically stick that into the front of the pen. put it on the press. I give it a little bit of a tap. I don't want to push it all the way in because I don't want to take a chance at damaging my pen. So I use a piece of corrugated cardboard, just cut a little square out, and we put that behind the pen. You don't have to worry about the front because it's protected by this HDPE block. Make sure it's nice and straight, and go ahead and press the pen together. Now, one thing that you want to look for when you press the pen together is you want this transition between the nib and the acrylic blank to be smooth to where you can't feel it, and that is really nice. Now let's go ahead and adjust the press out so that we can put the transmission in. Go a little further. There we go. And the same thing applies with the transmission. I like to give a little bit of a tap just to kind of hold it in place, and then I grab my corrugated cardboard, put it between the push block and the transmission, and I'm going to push the transmission in. Now, I only push the transmission in up to the brass, and I do that because I want to make sure that I don't overshoot so that my pen sticks out the end when the pen is closed. So I'm going to take the standard cross refill, I'm going to stick it in the pen, go ahead and twist it in, and I'm going to open and close the pen, and I'm looking down the barrel, and I can see that I need to press this in a little farther. So not a problem. Simply put it back into the press, press it down to about the little line there because we had a good distance that we needed to go. And this is a trial and error thing, and I always just barely, it looks like we've got to go quite a bit for this particular kit. So let's go ahead and pull the ink out. I'm going to move the pen press forward a little bit. There we go. And let's just continue to slowly press this in and test. I strongly urge you not to get aggressive. You know, it takes a little longer, but you really want to be careful when putting these together. These pens are a lot different than some of the pens because they really require you to put the transmission deeply into the pen. We can almost see the ink at the tip, so this is I always turn it to where I can see one of the marks on the transmission. Makes it easier for me to tell how far down into the blank the transmission is going. Alright, the ball point is right at the tip of the nib, so we are really close. Let me adjust one more time, and let me press a little farther. We want to be real careful because we're getting close. There we go. Let's try it for the last time. We're still not there. Wow. Alright, that's okay though. Better safe than sorry. There we go. And you can now see that the ball point is right at the tip of the nib, so we are close. There we go. Don't want to mess up now. Okay, it's starting to come out just a little bit. We're going to give it one more tap. Let me adjust this back a little bit more. Let's give it one more tap. Okay, here we go. There we go. Hope I didn't go too far there, but we'll find out. Whoops, I've got a little cardboard in there. That happens once in a while. You just pick it out and get you a new piece of cardboard. All right, look at that. That is perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and put the cap on the pen. And it lines up nice and neat with the top of the pen. And there we have made a Dutchess pen. I'd like to thank everybody for watching my video today. If you like what you saw, please give me a thumbs up. Also, I'd love to hear your comments. And if you're not a subscriber, right down below there's a subscribe button. If you click that button, I make a video about roughly every 2 weeks. And if you are a subscriber, you'll be notified every time a new video comes out. Thank you so much for joining me today in the shop. Remember, you guys, you're always welcome in my shop. So please come back, see me again, and have a great day.